I had to choose between this and the Toxic Avenger remake. Not sure I made the right choice. Hello everybody and welcome to Noob Knows Movies. I am the real Bubba Hotep and today we are reviewing The Long Walk 2025, Stephen King. What can I say? Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
You'll walk as long as you can. The body won't listen.
It ain't fair.
This is walk or die.
For some, your heart will stop. For others, your brain. There's one winner and no finish line.
Nobody here wants it more than me.
The Long Walk, rated R, in theaters September 12th.
Now, this channel's promise is I will always stay 100% spoiler free, so you do not have to worry about getting the movie ruined for you. I will never release anything. I will never spoil anything. I will never give away anything that you cannot find in the trailer. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, to start off, the acting, it's decent. It was okay. The cast, it was good. Don't get me wrong, there were some strong performances. Judy Greer, in my opinion, was the standout. You actually felt for her. She projected her anguish and her sadness. Cooper Hoffman, okay, he was a decent actor. David Johnson as McVrees, he was a decent actor. The characters all around were decent. The acting, decent. Being said, I desire a little bit more than decent. What I had a problem with was you could take anybody out of this movie and plug and play anybody into this movie. I didn't connect with any of them. The characters are basically, you had the good guy at heart, the straight-laced, walking straight. You had the bad guy from the wrong side of the tracks who had a decent heart and who was trying to do good things. You had the foul-mouthed little scamp that ran around. You had the ultra straight-laced person. You had the bad boys. It was a generic template. And that was my problem with this entire movie. It was a generic template. Saying that, the worst performance in the entire movie came from Mark Hamill, came from the Major. It was terrible. It's not because he's a bad actor. It's because he had nothing to do in this movie. His character reminded me of a cross between Major Chip Hazard and R. Lee Ermey. You could go to Temu and get a character and it would have more heart and soul than this character did. Moving on to the directing, I think they did a pretty solid job and they made a good choice at doing Francis Lawrence. He's known for The Hunger Games, he's known for Constantine, he's known for I Am Legend, he's known for the dystopian post-apocalyptic movies. And that was good. That's what this movie was about. I think it would have been a little bit better if they would have made this movie in 1988. George Romero was slated to be the director. I'm a huge George Romero fan. I think it would have been so much better. A brand new vision and a brand new movie entirely. But the directing, again, was decent. It was solid. You could see that he brought in his style. It reminded me so much of The Hunger Games. It reminded me of Constantine a little bit. It reminded me of I Am Legend. It just had the aspects into it. I was hoping for a little bit more of Stand By Me mixed with The Stand than I was The Hunger Games. But I got what I got, and I'm not sorry for it. Now, with the musical score, we're given Jeremiah Freites of Lumineers fame. Yeah, that's really about it. That's all I can say about it. It was decent. It went with the movie. It was generic. It was blah. There's nothing that stood out. I like it when music doesn't stand out so much because it doesn't overwhelm the movie. It doesn't ever encompass the movie. It doesn't distract you from the movie. But I like to know that there was actually music involved. I can't say anything bad about it. It was decent. It was solid. It wasn't strong. I can't say anything bad about it, but I can't say anything good about it either. Now, how does this movie hold up? On a rating scale between worth the price of admission, wait for it to stream free, and not worth the data, it falls somewhere between wait for it to stream free and not worth the data. I think you can find better movies to watch. Reading the plot, the overall summary of this, I had high hopes for the movie. I'm a fan of dystopian genre. I love going into that. I was hoping I was going to get a good, strong dystopian movie. It fell flat. It was generic. We got a broad outline of something happened. A totalitarian regime took over. They did some things. They incorporated some things. They restricted some freedoms. They made it tough on people. And something happened in the end. That's all we got. There were no specifics on anything. There was no backstory to anything. There was nothing intricate to it. When it comes to the background and the extras and the character, when they're trying to show certain types of hopelessness and certain types of just a mundane living, even that fell short. The characters on the side of the road were automatons. They didn't look fed up. They didn't look sad. They didn't look hopeless. They just stood there. They had no character to them whatsoever. They incorporated the use of old machinery, old vehicles to make it look like they couldn't afford anything new. They couldn't afford anything high tech. We weren't told if they had to resort back to using old mechanics and old technology because they couldn't afford it, or if it was restricted by the government and they had no choice but to use old mechanics and old technology. That is one thing that I was really hoping they would hit on, but they didn't. And that is my review for The Long Walk. Guys, do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Did you go in liking the long dialogue and the camaraderie, or did you get some much needed sleep? I would love to hear your opinions. Please do me a favor, leave them in the comments below. And as always, if you like, share, and subscribe, it helps the channel greatly, and I appreciate it greatly. If you have a movie that you would love to see me review, please do me a favor and either leave it in the comments below or go to my Discord, leave me a little message in there, and I'd be more than happy to review your movie for you. And that will do it for me this week, guys. And until next time, I hope you have a great day.